Good day everyone. I am going to discuss about the least cost cell method. Least cost cell method is another method used to obtain initial feasible solution for the transportation problem. So here the allocation begins with a cell which has the minimum cost. The lower cost cell are chosen over the higher cost with the objective to have the least cost for transportation. So as you can see in this table, we have source, destination, supply, and demand. In source, we have source 01, 02, and source 03. For the destination, we have the D1, D2, D3, and D4. In source 01, we have the supply of 300. Source 02, we have the supply of 400. And for the 03, we have the supply of 500. For the D1, we have the demand of 250. For the D2, we have the demand of 350. D3, we have the demand of 400. And for the D4, we have the demand of 200. So in this table, we have 12 different costs, transportation costs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are a transportation cost. So let's start. According to the least cost cell method, the least cost among the cells in the table has to be found, which is 1. This 1. So that is 0, 1 and column D2. In source 0, 1, we have the demand of 300, and for the D2, we have 350 of demand. So, which has a minimum value? So, 300 is the minimum value, so let's mark this out. And let's put 300 value here. And now, let's subtract 350 minus 300 is equals to 50. So, let's mark this out, and the value now is 50. In this, it will be 0 value. And now, check the supply from the row row 02 and the D1, because it's least cost, which is cost of 2. And we have 03 and column D4, which is cost of 2. So this 2 is the least cost. So let's start with 02 and D1. In source 02, we have the supply of 400, and for the D1, we have the demand of 250. So which has a minimum value. So 250 and 400. So 250 has a minimum value. So let's mark this out. And let's allocate the 250 here. So it will be 0 value. So now, 400 minus 250 is equals to 150. So the value now is 150. So let's mark this out. So let's jump to 03. And for the D4, we have cost of 2. In source 03, we have the supply of 500. And for the D4, we have the demand of 200. So, in 500 and 200, which has a minimum value? So, 200 is the minimum value. So, let's mark this out and let's put the 200 value here. So, it will be 0 value. So, 500 minus 200 is equals to 300. So the value now is 300. So let's mark this out, because the value now is 300. So there are two cells among the unallocated cells that have the least cost. Let's say 03 and column D2, which has the cost of 3. So, in source 03, in row 03, we have the supply of 300. And for the D2, in column D2, we have the demand of 50. So which has the minimum value? So the minimum value is 50. So let's mark this out and let's put or allocate 50 in this part. So now 300 minus 50 is equals to 250. So the value now is 250. So let's mark this out because the value now is 250. And now 0, 3, and for the column D3, which is the cost of 3. So let's move to this cost. So 0, 3 has the supply of 250, and for the D3, we have the demand of 400. So in 400 and 250, which has the minimum value? So 250 has the minimum value. So let's allocate this 250 in this part. So 400 minus 250 is equals to 150. So let's mark this out and it will be 150. So the demand now is 150. And now the only remaining cell is in row 02 and column D3, which has the cost of 5. So in source 02 or in row 02, we have the supply of 150, and for the D3, we have the supply of 150. So the supply and the demand are both equal. So let's allocate 150 here. So let's mark this out and it will be 0. And this one will be 0 value. So now, just multiply the cost of the cell with their respective allocated values and add all of them to get the basic solution. So that is 300 times 1. So 300 times 1 plus 250 times 2 plus 150 times 5 50 times 3 50 times 3 plus 250 times 3 plus 200 times 2. So let's add all of this. So 300 times 1 is equals to 300 plus 250 times 2 equals 500. 150 times 5 is equals to 750. Sorry. Plus 50 times 3 is equals to 150 plus 250 times 3 we have 750 plus 200 times 2 is equals to 400. So let's add 300 plus 500 plus 750 plus 150 plus 750 plus 400. So the total is 2,850. So this is the total of this. The total is 2,850. So that's all. Thank you.